Snow White is the newest live action slop to come out of the House of Mouse, and is a quote unquote magical retelling of the Snow White story from 1937. Before we talk about the film, I want to talk about a little bit of controversy first. To me, a lot of the controversy is a little bit unjustified. I think the fact that they hired people of certain equality doesn't really matter and doesn't hinder the story at all. If anything, it sheds light on certain groups of people. But, of course, 38-year-old cave dwellers on the internet decided to complain about it. I'm looking at you. Slandering certain groups of people just for your own hypocrisy just comes across as mean-spirited. But I'm getting off track. Some of the controversy has to do with Rachel Zegler and her skin not being exactly the whitest. And that's where I have an issue, because I don't care. I think that Rachel Zegler is a fantastic actress. I also think that her vocal chops are incredible. It reminded me of The Little Mermaid when they cast Halle Bailey as Ariel, and a lot of people were complaining about the colour of her skin. It doesn't matter, guys. It's really not that deep. But I have an issue with Gal Gadot, which I will get into. So let's talk about the film, shall we? And as a film, Snow White just doesn't work at all. I think it's an ugly mess, and it does nothing right. I know I just said it does nothing right, but I will say that Rachel Zegler's vocals are incredible. I think that she brings a certain tenacity to the vocals of which the original didn't even do. She breathes life in an otherwise really dull picture. And that's nice. And now the positive is out of the way, let's get into the triage of negatives. First off, the look. It looks extremely dull, it looks extremely bland, and there's no colour or life to it whatsoever. The whole colour grade discourse on Twitter is becoming extremely tiresome. But I think that this is the first time of which I contribute to that discourse. Because when you got a story as colourful as Snow White, you would want a little bit of life into it, right? But Disney decided that they wanted to make a slightly darker retelling of the story, and it comes across as just extremely bland and ugly. Do you know what else is ugly? The dwarves. Jesus Christ, they are ugly. When you first see them, they're in a song, but the song itself is just auto-tuned to shit. You can tell that certain notes have been stretched artificially. It does scream of AI enhancement. But yes, the dwarves just, they don't contribute anything worthy here. They're just ugly as you would imagine they are. They have this weird, waxy artificiality to them, especially when Rachel Zegler's on screen. Like, whenever she's on screen, you just want to go back to her. You don't want to go back to the dwarves, you just want to go back to her. But obviously, you can't, because she's interacting with them, and it just looks so artificial. It looks like it was studio lit. And shooting on location just is a lost art because of spoiler culture, etc, etc. But now it just seems extremely given that films like this will be shot in a studio, and you can tell in the filmmaking itself. Especially in this one, you can definitely tell where the motion blur has been blurred out. It's really bad. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? Gal Gadot. Oh boy. Her performance in this is like Tommy Wiseau in The Room. It is so bad that it's almost funny.
Not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Every time she opened her big mouth, I was laughing. I was cackling like a little schoolgirl. It was hilarious. She doesn't help herself with her political views, but regardless of that, I think that she is extremely funny in this film. The whole idea of the evil queen is to be this tyrannical leader, but you don't really get a sense of that because you've got someone like Gal Gadot behind it. And when the performance is as dull as this and as uninteresting as this, what is that supposed to tell you about the character itself? There's no fear there because the performance itself sucks ass. Especially when she's interacting with Rachel Zegler, you can tell that there is a divide between them both. Because putting a seasoned actor next to somebody who can barely string a sentence together, you can definitely tell the gaps. And it shows the problems tenfold. And don't get me started on a musical number. Oh my god, that was comedy gold. And the worst, and I mean the worst form of auto-tune is used on her song. You could definitely tell that she can't sing a note, and they've had to artificially stretch the notes, and the fucking microphone peaks. The microphone peaks. I know mine just did, but I'm not part of a $200 million studio, am I? Just little details like that which really pissed me off while watching Snow White. Because there's nothing, and I mean nothing, redeeming about it. It's 100 minutes of slop, and I think a lot of people need to realize that slop like this just doesn't sell tickets anymore. we've realized that it's gonna make money. It sure is gonna make money because it's based on something, but I'm just tired of these live action remakes thinking that this is all there is. If you want to watch something that is better, watch the original. If you want to watch The Lion King, watch the original. If you want to watch Aladdin, watch the fucking original. When you stretch these films out for nearly 2 hours and add nothing almost redeemable to it, you can just tell that that's the problem. That's the problem. The fact that you are adapting these stories, these wonderful stories, into your live action reality, of which isn't remotely interesting. My brain just can't fathom what their idea was. They were like, okay, we struck gold with Alice in Wonderland and Jungle Book because they made more $1 billion, so let's remake every single film that we have done, or what Walt has done, in live action. And it's ugly. Walt Disney is turning in his grave knowing that this is what they're doing to his first ever film. And yeah, it's crazy the fact that this is like a full circle moment for Disney almost. They feel like, okay, this is the first film we ever created, let's make it in our live action slop. Let's show how far the company has gone. 1937 or 2025, huge gap, awful transition. So yeah, if you can't tell, I hate this fucking movie. I think it sucks. I think it's boring. I think that the colours are dull. Even the editing itself is just like, you can definitely tell that it's stitched together like Frankenstein. There's nothing remotely interesting. If you want to watch it, watch the original, please. The original was so wonderful, and it shows the talent behind Walt Disney's eyes. There's no talent here. So Snow White, yeah, it's ridiculously bad. My brain needs to still process what I saw, because what I saw was just a dumpster fire. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Snow White. Thank you guys for watching this video. Sorry it's quite negative, but I just had to rant about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.